Hello, hi everyone. So in this video we are going to create our crypto table, then a business rule, then a transfer map, then also we are going to load our data into our staging table using our data source, and after that we will run our transfer map in order to transfer the data from our staging table to our target table, and finally we will deactivate the transfer map. Okay, so let's create now the crypto table. So I'm gonna click on create application file, make sure that we have table here, click on create, and then I'm gonna name it, for example here, crypto. I don't need a module, so I'm gonna unselect that one. Make sure that you select here auto number column. I'm gonna have 3 columns. The first one I'm gonna have coin, and that's going to be a reference field, and it will refer the core coin table that we have created in the beginning. Okay, so the second field is going to be the price field, and the type I'm going to have it here long, and the third field I'm going to have the date and the type here is date and date time. Okay, so click on submit. Okay, so this is not good here. Okay, so make sure one of the field here, for example the number field, I'm gonna have the display value to set to true, and then save again. Great, so now we have our crypto table. Let's see the list view, and we have the number, coin, date, and price. I'm going to add 2 more fields, created and then updated. Okay, we are going to write a business rule now, and then we have to make sure that the date that I'm going to have here in the created field, it should be the same date that we have in the date field. Okay, I don't want to have here today's date if I'm importing data for today. So for that I'm going to create a business rule. So look for business rule here, click on create, let's give it a title, update created and updated field value. Okay, the table is going to be crypto table. Okay, and then I'm going to click on advanced. When to run, we are going to have a before business rule. Before an insert we are going to run this business rule, and the order should be 100. Okay, this is highly important. And then the action I'm gonna have here, created field will have the same value as the date field, and we do the same for updated field. Okay, this is how we are making sure that we'll have the same date here in the created field and the updated field. So click on submit. Great, so we have our business rule as well. So let's create now our transfer map. So I'm going to look for transfer map here, click on transfer map, sorry, create. Let's give it a name here. I'm going to give here historical data transform map. Okay, the source table is the coin table, sorry, coin history table, and here I'm gonna have crypto table, that's our target table, and the order should be 200. We have already our business rule, which is 100, the order that we have for our business rule, and we should run the business rule first and then the transform map. Click on submit, and click on auto map matching fields. So we got 2 fields mapped here, price and date, and we need also the coin field. Okay, and in our source table the coin field is this one, name, and here I have coin. So click on save. So we have mapped all our fields, but one thing that we have to do also is the date field. We are not actually getting a date from the request. We have an index time. So if you go, let me show you quickly. Let's go here and then just click on this link, and you have the JSON response for a Bitcoin. Sorry, probably you're not seeing this screen. So let me just copy this and put this JSON parser online, and now you can see this is the index time. Okay, this is what we get, but even it is like 1.4 and e something, that's what we get. Okay, that's the string that we get. So we need to write a script in order to convert and then have the proper date format. Okay, so let's start to write our script. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm in the script background. I'm going to create var time equal to parse float. Okay, I'm changing my string into a float value. Okay, you can use parse int, but for some reason it is not changing, it is not putting the proper date, so I prefer to use here parse float. And this is kind of one of the value that we get, so I'm gonna just take here. So if you want to see these values, you can basically go to your source table. Let me show you, and then click on show list, pick this import set, then you can pick any record. See here, this is the date that we get. Okay, so let's go back to our script background. So this is the first thing, and let's see if we do JS info what we get as value. Okay, JS info time. Okay, you can see here I have number and then some zeros. Great, so let's continue with our code. The second thing what we are going to do, we are going to create a variable gdt. It's a glide datetime variable, so I'm gonna write it like this: glide date time. Okay, then we are going to have a specific method which is actually going to have as an input the time here, the time value which we have, like which we converted, which is a float now, and it will allow us to have the proper time later, which means we can have the years, months, and days, so on. So what we have to do, we have to write gdt dot set numeric value. Okay, so in the parameters we should have a value in milliseconds. Okay, so that's going to be our time, and basically this method is actually calculating a time millisecond from 1st of January 1970, something like this. And I think that's all we need to know at this point. And then we can now actually create a new variable. I'm going to call it var date equal to use gdt variable, and then I'm going to do get value. So we will have our date in a proper format. Okay, like this. So if I do JS info date, I should have a date now. You can see here I have 6/2020. So we have our script. So let's just copy everything that we have here. go to our transform app, click on u underscore date, and then click on use source script, and just delete this part and put the code right here. So we cannot have value all the time. I mean, we have to have a field here which is actually going to give us the date. So the field we are looking for here is source dot u underscore date. Okay, so I'm going to return the date value. So it is going to have finally we will have this format, so year, month, day, hour, minutes and seconds. So let's save this one. Great, so we are done with pretty much everything. Now we have to make sure one thing, which is if I go back to my file sheet here and click on script, let's zoom a little bit. So every day the length for our coins, it is changing. Okay, so for today I checked and I have these values. Okay, 1825. Some of them will have a little bit different value. It's not the same value that I had yesterday, sorry. And the total here is 11,846. Okay, so once you have the right values, make sure you have the right values also here. Okay, these are the length that we should update in our script in Flow Designer. That is absolutely important here, so we can get all the data. So now what we need to do is to load our data into our staging table and make sure that we have this number. Okay, so let's go back here and then click on coin history details data source. Okay, let me just check if my transform app it is properly updated with the script. Great, so I have script here. Okay, so it is not showing us the script now. Okay, let's click one more in the data source here. Okay, so I'm gonna click on load all records and let's load all the records into our staging table. Okay, so as you can see here, we have 11,846. That's the number of the records that we should have in our staging table. That's the number that we have here. Okay, so let's click now run transform. And we should have a historical transform map here on the right side. So you can see your historical data transform map. That's the one that we have. We don't have the other map because we have deactivated, right? So let's click on transform, and it's going to actually take the data from the staging table and put it into our target table. And we should have all the records. The date should be correct for our date field and also for created field. Great, so we have a completion code here, success. Let's go see in our crypto table if we have all the data. Okay, so let's delete this. Let's go here and click on show list. Okay, again. Okay, so as you can see here, I have the record, all the records are created. I have all the coins. I have today's data, for example, here for Cosmos, the price, and also the right date here in the created field. So if you want to make sure that you have all the coins for today, you can just right click here, click on show matching. It is actually going to show you that we have like all the coins which were created today. So you can see here we have 8 as numbers, so we have all our coins. That's it. So we are done with this part, and in the next video we'll be working on creating our flow designer action 2, our request here, and then continuing with all this stuff. It is going to be extremely fast. We don't need to write a big script for that. So see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.